Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Got a classic for you today. We're going to do George Harrison's All Things Must Pass. So this has got some just really nice chords in it. Just pretty easy to play. It's just like a bar chord in there. If you can play bar chords, you're good to go. So we should be able to get through it pretty quickly. Now, before I do it, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring the notification bell so you know when I send a new video. So you can actually watch the video maybe, and like and comment on it. Help me out with the YouTube algorithm wars. And if you really want to support what I do here on YouTube, though, the best way to do it is actually to join my Guitar Academy. You'll see a link to it in the description below. That link will actually give you a free 7-day trial too. My Guitar Academy contains all of my guitar courses, covering everything from complete beginner courses to more advanced courses on technique, improvisation, ear training, theory, guitar tone, you name it. It's in there. Lots of different styles, stuff, and you get personalized support from me too. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, please click the link and go check it out. All right, so let's jump into the track. I am in standard tuning here. Nothing fancy there. So there's a few variations that goes on throughout this song. So we're going to kind of cover everything in the order that it was done. And when you see him play, you'll see him play it differently all the time, kind of slightly different. It's really just the same chords, but he'll just do a little different voicing of the chord here and there. I'll talk about those as we go, but we'll really be talking about what's on the original recording here more than anything. So let's start with this intro. We're just going to have these chords right here. Alright, so this is also the verse progression, but he does some variations there on that last A chord in the verse. A little different variation, just a different voicing. So let's start here. We start with an E major chord. So just your basic E major. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to slide up the notes here that everything kind of stays on the same three strings here, the notes that you're fingering at least. This slides up from the second fret notes here, move them up to the 4th fret. So the 4th fret on the A and the D. And the note that was on the 1st fret moves up to the 2nd fret. So it's basically going to have this F sharp minor chord, but we still have E in the bass. And we still have the open B and open high E string with it. So you just get that little triad shape in the middle of it. We continue that process by moving this up now 2 more frets. So it's like these 3 notes make up a G sharp minor chord, but we still now have the E in the bass and the open B and the high E with it. Really nice. And for the intro, at least, he then goes to an A major chord. So standard A major. If you don't know your bass, I'll explain the chords in detail if they're not very common, but if it's basically just a standard open position chord like A or E or D or C. Best way to learn that is you can just go to my website, GuitarLessons365.com, click on free lessons, click on beginner, and then you'll see detailed videos and chord charts and everything of each one of the basic open position chords. Better way to learn it than with a song. And then you'll just know the chords, and I'll be able to call out those basic chords and you can play them. So we have E. And we're just going to move that up to the A, open A chord, and then do that again. And then we start the verse progression, which is the same chord progression, but he's going to play this A differently. Looks like this. Right there. So that last A chord, instead of jumping back to the open position A, he plays it up here. Now what he's probably doing, because this is kind of the way George Harrison, kind of played. When he came up here and did this, you probably just barred or just played that low the 5th fret there with his thumb. You could just do a normal A major bar chord though. So that's the voicing though. You hear the high A in there, but you do hear A in the bass as well. So we're not doing this, which you'll see him do live sometimes, but it'll be like. So he's just playing that A major triad right there, and all the other strings ring just like in the verse. But I don't really hear that on the recording. He goes to a full A major chord with A in the bass. So play it just like an A major bar chord. It's probably going to be easier, or you can thumb the low E note, E string, I'm sorry, it's an A note. So that's just a bar at the 5th fret, 6th fret on the G, 4th on the D and the A. I'm sorry, did I say 4th? 7th fret on the D and 7th fret on the A. So that is going to be the first verse. So we have this. Then you just kind of repeat that. So that is the first verse. The second verse, we'll see it in a little bit. It's kind of the same progression, but it kind of goes back to using the open version of the A major chord and not the 5th fret position. So then we get to the chorus. Now there's 3 chorus sections in this song, and each one of them, they use the chorus progression itself is the same, but they're all slightly different kind of endings. So we have the first chorus looks like this. So it's kind of an abbreviated chorus, basically one time, and we have this little ending on it. So what are the chords for the chorus? So we have a B minor bar chord, and a lot of times he puts the F sharp in the bass. So you can do that as a full bar across the 2nd fret. And then you'll have the 3rd fret there on the B, 4th fret on the G, and 4th fret on the D. So it's basically a B minor chord here, but we're going to add that 2nd fret on the low E string underneath it. All things must pass. Then we go to the A major again. Now when he's on the A, it's kind of, he does it on the guitar, but there's also some instrumentation with it as well that does a sus4 thing, and then back down to the A major, and then does that sus again and back down. So some of it's the guitar, some of it might be instrumentation, so you can do them both. You can just do it all on guitar there. It's very simple. You have that A major chord, just move that note on the B string up to the 3rd fret. That makes that A major chord an A sus4 chord. Then back down to the major, and then do that move again. So you'll see me do that when I get to that chord in the chorus with this. All things must pass. All right, then we're going to resolve that to an E major. All things must pass away. So that E major there up to that first chord where we did that F sharp minor triad there, but kept the E's, the E and the open B strings ringing. And then we're back down to the E chord again. Back up to that one with the F sharp minor triad. Back to the E. And then we're going to take this shape and move it all the way up to the 6th fret here. So this is an A major triad here that we're playing here, these strings. So that's a 7th fret on the A, D, and the G, 6th fret on the G, I'm sorry. And then still keeping the open E's and the open B around it. So that's just the ending to the first chorus. So the chorus progression is really this the B minor to the A. And then when we get here, we have the E, F sharp there, E, F sharp, then the E up to the A. So that's just how you play the first chorus. And then we get this the next verse, which is the same that we did before. But instead of doing the A major up here, it's just the open A major, open position, basic chord. So basically just like the intro. Alright, and then we get to chorus number 2. So this is going to be a little bit longer chorus. And we're also going to throw an extra chord in there, kind of a full E major 7 voicing in there, which I'll talk about it when I get there. So anyway, here's how you play this chorus sounds. So it's that chorus progression from the same B minor to the A to the E with that same the same figure we did in the first chorus. But now we go after that second time to the E to F sharp, well, E under F sharp minor. Then we go back to repeat the chorus. Back to the B minor, and back to the A. And here's a little variation. Instead of going back to the E here, they go repeat the B minor to A again. Alright, so I'll play up to that point. This is the first time through. So this is normal. Back to the B minor. And here's that variation, B minor to A. Then we're going to do this again. And now we're going to come up with a new chord here. So after we did that B minor to A twice at the end of the chorus, that little variation, he jumps to this full E major 7th chord. Now, technically, we were really kind of already doing an E major 7th with this chord. But he plays this voicing. Now, I've actually seen him play this voicing live, so I do think that this is here. Now, this E major 7th, when he gets to this chord, at other parts of the song, kind of anytime you hear this chord, at other sections of the song, you're going to hear the other instruments in the band or whatever is playing that high little D sharp in there. So you're going to hear this E major 7th all over the place. But it's really not played on guitar until I think really this section is the end of the second chorus, I'm sorry. So this chord is open E, 7th fret on the A, 6th fret on the D, and then 4th fret across the B and the G. It's beautiful voicing. And then so that would basically replace, instead of resolving it from that the second time through from that B minor to A to the E, he jumped up here and did this version of the E, this E major 7th up here. And then he goes to that, what we were going to this chord after the E, so he just jumped straight from that from the E major 7. All right, so all together real quick for the second chorus. All things must pass. All right, then we're back to the verse again. Now this verse is kind of hard. I think he's just going back to playing the same verse chords, but with the 5th fret bar chord voicing in the A major at the end. All right, so really nothing new there. And then we get to chorus number 3. Now this chorus number 3 has some more variations, a little extended, and has a little guitar lick in there as well. So let me play through chorus number 3, and then I'll show you how to play it. So here we go. All things must So that's kind of going into the verse. So it's that same chorus, the B minor to the A. So we already did all this. So now it goes back to the repeat, back to the B minor. And here we just go B minor to the A. And it looks like we're just continuing the chorus like normal, that E up to the F sharp over E, F sharp minor, sorry. And then right here, he just quickly jumps to an A major. So things kind of come to a halt, and there's a little guitar lick there that looks like this. So that's just hammering on from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret on the D string twice. Just like that. And then you're gonna pick the 2nd fret 3 times. Then do that hammer on from 2 to 4 again. And then back to 2, so like this. Then over to the 3rd fret on the A string, and he slightly bends that, kind of bend it up slightly. So he kind of bending it up into that, from that C to that C sharp. And then we go back to the 2nd fret there on the D. So we go. Here, we're the last note there after that 2nd fret on the D, we have a half step bend and release at the 4th fret on the low E string. So we have this. All right, now we have the outro section here, which just comes out of that guitar lick there, and that's just pretty much the intro of the song. So it's the intro, you know, it's the verse progression, but with the open A major version of it. So we play that twice through, that progression, and just end it with the E. So it looks like this. So you already know that progression, and just end it with the E. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is another beautiful track from the late, great George Harrison. All right, I'll see you guys again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.